Welcome back to the WP Tuts Plus WordPress tutorial series. Now that you're familiar with the WordPress administration panel and the dashboard, you're ready to start creating and sharing your content with the world. So in this video, we'll take a look at how to add a new post or article in WordPress. Now, before we begin, it's important to understand the difference between posts and pages in WordPress. To do that, let's take a look at our sample website. Here's our sample website using the built-in default theme for WordPress called 2011. As you can see, it's got a very clean and basic layout with the title and description of our site at the top, a header graphic, and a navigation bar containing menu items. Our primary content is on the left, and on the right-hand side of the page is our sidebar. Now, the primary difference between posts and pages are that posts are blog entries or articles, your writings, and these are typically sorted chronologically with the newest post at the top. Posts usually appear on your site's blog page, which is in this case our home page. Pages, on the other hand, are typically used for static content or content that doesn't change very often. Pages are typically included in your site's navigation menu, which is usually located at or near the top of the site. Some good examples of static pages are the About Us, Products, Services, or Contact pages that are found on most sites. If your site includes a blog, you'll most often find yourself authoring new posts. So let's take a look now at how to create a new post. From the admin bar, you can simply select Post from the Add New drop-down menu to enter the post creation area. You could also select the Add New subpanel underneath Posts in the navigation menu. Like the dashboard, you can completely customize this screen. You can minimize, click and drag modules to new locations, or use the Screen Options tab to temporarily hide modules that you rarely use. This lets you customize the panel to work best for you. Now let's create a new post. First, we'll enter a title. WordPress will then automatically create a link to this post called the permalink. This is the URL or web address where our site's visitors will view this new post. You can edit this permalink if you like to make the URL easier to remember. Next, we'll type some content. And to save some time, I'll just paste some content that I've created ahead of time. If you like, you can resize the editing area by simply clicking and dragging the bottom right-hand corner. And this gives you more room to compose your post. Now, if you've ever used a text editor like Microsoft Word, then you'll be right at home with the post editing area in WordPress. The buttons at the top of the edit pane allow you to simply format text by highlighting a word or phrase and then clicking the bold, italic, or strike-through buttons to apply the formatting to the selected text. You can also insert bulleted or numbered lists, highlight quotes or text using the block quote button, and align text to the left, center, or right. Creating links is as easy as highlighting a word or phrase and then clicking the Insert Link button. Enter the URL where you want users to be taken when they click this link, a title which will provide more information when a user hovers their mouse over the link, and then choose whether you want this link to open in a new window or tab. You can also easily link to existing content by simply choosing the page or post you wish to link to from the list at the bottom of the window. Click Add Link, and this text will now function as a link. WordPress includes a spell check utility with support for multiple languages. Simply click the button to toggle this feature on or off. And if you prefer writing in a distraction-free environment, then you'll love the full screen mode. You'll still have access to all the basic formatting tools, but when your mouse is stationary, everything else just disappears, allowing you to just focus on your content. When you're finished, simply move your mouse to the top of the page and exit full screen mode. Next to the full screen mode is a button called the kitchen sink. Clicking this button reveals a second row of additional formatting buttons, including paragraph and header styles, as well as underline, force justified text, or even the color of your text. One very important function to remember: if you plan to copy and paste content from Microsoft Word, then use the Paste from Word button rather than simply pasting into the main edit window. This function will open a new window into which you can paste your content from Word, and then WordPress will automatically clean your text, removing all the invisible code that Microsoft Word creates without your knowing it. Now, this is important because the code that Microsoft Word creates automatically is not compliant with HTML standards, and it could create real headaches for you down the road. You can also remove all formatting from a selected word or phrase, insert a custom character, indent text, and even undo or redo your last edit. And lastly, if you get into trouble, simply click the Help button to view additional documentation about the editor. In the top right corner of the Edit window, there are two tabs labeled Visual and HTML. The Visual mode is the rich text, WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get format in which we've been working. But if we select the HTML mode, then we enter the code editor. And we can see that WordPress has been automatically inserting HTML code called tags to apply styles to our text in a format that's understood by your web browser. The HTML mode replaces the WYSIWYG editor's buttons with quick tags. The easiest way to format text in HTML mode is to highlight a word or phrase and then click the button representing the formatting that you'd like to apply. Notice that WordPress automatically wraps your content with the appropriate opening and closing HTML tags. At any time, you can toggle back to the visual mode. Now, before we publish our post, it's a good idea to assign the post to a category. Now, you could create multiple categories for your content, which again will make it easier for your readers to find related content. Some examples of categories might be articles or company news or press releases. You can also create a new category directly from this module, and any new categories you create here will be available for use in other posts. And you can select more than one category for a post to appear in. Lastly, let's enter a couple of tags to further categorize this post. Now, tags are like keywords, one-word summaries of your new post or article. And in most themes, they appear as links at the bottom of the article, enabling your readers to easily find other articles containing the same tag. In addition to categories and tags, we can also select a format for our post. The format determines how this post will be displayed on your site. For example, you could have a standard blog post with a title and paragraph like we have here, or a short aside that omits the title and only displays a short text blurb. You can also display a gallery of images, links, quotes, and more. These post formats are all available to theme developers, but you may see different post formats here, or none at all, depending on whether your theme supports post formats or not. When we're ready to publish our post, the Publish module is our last stop. We can choose to save a draft, which will enable us to come back and work on this later, or click Preview to see what the post will look like once it's published. Status indicates the state of the post. Pending review means the draft is waiting for review by an editor prior to publishing on the site. Draft means the post has not yet been published and remains a draft for you. Visibility determines how your post appears to the world. Public posts will be visible to everyone who visits your site, and a sticky post will ensure that this post stays on the front page of your site even after other posts are published. Password-protected posts are published, but visitors must enter a password before they can view the post content. And private posts are visible only to you and the other editors or admins within your site. By default, your post will be published immediately, but you can also choose to schedule a post to automatically publish at a future date or time. You can even change the published date to a date in the past if you like to backdate posts. When we're happy with our settings, we can click the Publish button, and WordPress will now publish our new post to the database. And when we visit our site, our new post will now appear at the top of our blog page in chronological order. Now that you know how to create a new post, we'll move on to the next topic, how to edit existing posts.